Hi guys, John here. In this video, I'm going to take you through all my top new features for Jurassic World Evolution 3, coming from number 1, 2, and then on to number 3. There are quite a few obvious ones, and there are quite a few not obvious ones. So I'm going to go through all of them in no particular order. And if you have played this game as much as I have, or number 2 as much as I have, the smaller features are not going to be as noticeable to new players as they are to old veteran players. Now that being said, guys, there is one new feature or mechanic of this game that tops the rest of my opinion by far, and I will show that last on my list. So there is one that I do prefer over all the rest. But guys, let's crack on. First and foremost, guys, is going to be how much more forgiving placing the buildings can be. So for example, if I go to the edge of this cliff over here, then there's a chance that the ground is going to build up, so I can actually place the building there. As well as going near other buildings, you can overlap quite a fair amount. It'll go red at some point, but you can overlap a large amount to any buildings. The same with amenities. You can overlap buildings quite heavily. This is a pre-release version of the game, so the staggering is going to be fixed as well. So yes, guys, the placing and moving of the buildings is way more forgiving than the other games. The other game was brutal with having enough area to place the buildings. So the next feature, guys, if you want to select a whole group of Chasmosaurus like I'm doing here, I'm actually busy recording my 5th generation juvenile video. So if I go to the ranger team and I go add task and I hover over this one here and I push R1, it selects them all. It actually highlights them all, sorry. So if I'm looking for all of these guys, I thought maybe I could select push X and it'll trank them all, but it actually just selects all of them in that surrounding, which is not a terrible thing, because if you're trying to select the whole bunch of dinosaurs in foliage, it helps to do that. So just push R1, it'll select all the nearby dinosaurs. Pretty cool. Alright guys, next up we're going to have the scientist sorting order. So, if we want to go do some research, I don't think I have any more research to do. So this is a terrible example. Let's do dinosaurs then. So if we want to create El Dino, let's get a nice big one. He's not big, he's just vicious. Velociraptor. So, right here, if you look on the bottom right hand corner, you need 5 of the genetics. Now, in the old game, you would have to push R1 to cycle over to the genetics queue in order to get who has the highest genetic perk or stat to be first. But here, they put them in the highest order already. Now, this might not seem like a big thing, and I'll probably be saying this a lot, but again, if you played the game a ton like I have, having the best one at the top is definitely the best thing to do. Just go boop, 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 boop. Just do that a couple of times down, and you know you've got the best ones involved. Now, if you want to be more specific, then obviously you want to go cheaper incubation for Yusuf right there, and he will reduce the price and potentially the duration by a large amount. So having them auto-sorted for the best ones for the job is a very, very cool perk. The next feature is something they might have added to the game in number 2, but I'm not quite certain. But if you go to your attractions and you want to place your attraction, which is something I do to start of any paddock, is place my attraction first, you now have the ability to activate vision. So we're going to go to fences, and if you look on the bottom left hand corner, we now have visibility. Power or visibility. So obviously visibility meaning you can see where this attraction is viewing. And this helps a lot when you want to create your paddocks, so you don't go outside of the line, because if you do, what is the point if they cannot see the dinosaurs? So again, I'm not sure if they added this in number 2 in a patch, but definitely a positive for this one. Next up is a small one, but an absolutely amazing one. If you are a veteran player, then this will be very high up on your list, and if you're a new player, you won't even know that it's there. So when you select your ranger team or even your MVU, then clicking that once on the left hand side, your add task and direct control are there. Now in the old game, direct control used to be at the top. So if you're on the other side of the map and you accidentally do direct control, it would take you exactly where that is. Stop it. It would take you exactly where that is, which is terrible. So to have this where you just push X and X again, it does direct control. But if you push that and then push X again under add task, it's just a new feature that is incredibly helpful and useful when you're in a rush as well. So very cool. Next up is the redo or undo option. Now this is very, very new. So for example, if I want to delete this particular building, I can push the touchpad in, and this is when you fast forward and slow down and pause. But also, if you look just below that, you have L2 and R2, undo and redo. So undo, bang, redo, bang. So very cool. And if you do this and then you build a path and then you do some more and you do some more and you do some more, you can go back quite a far way. I don't know how far, but I went back quite a far way when I was editing buildings or editing the terrain at least, and a very, very useful feature as well. This one's not really a feature, just something they've extended in the game. If you go to your scientists, their rest meters are way bigger than they used to be. So very rarely you'll be finding yourself sending these guys to rest. They do last a very long time, and they can be increased with perks as well, adding to the staff buildings as well as the research. These staff buildings over here, you could add them over here, specialist traits by 1 as well. So your max will be 11 instead of 10, which I think was in the first game as well, but not having to rest all the time is a pretty cool thing. The next one, guys, is something you might have noticed already, but if you place a building down, any building at all, it's going to be instantly built. There is no building time, so it's not a building, it's a built straight away. And in the old one, you'd have to wait for them to be constructed, but any power supply, anything like that, are pretty much instantly built. I think the substations and the smaller substations have a slight building time, but all the main buildings are instantly built as you place them. Next up, the amenities. Now, the amenities got some bad reputations in the first and second game. Even I remember in one of my tutorials I was calling the game amenity management, because you just spend too much bloody time in there trying to sort out which is the best option to have in which area. They've simplified this a lot. And just before I do that, I'll do one other quick one. If you look at the menu on the right-hand side, the left-hand side of the screen, if you hold down the button, it stops at the bottom. So if you want to go to demolish, it stops there, whereas the previous games, it would go from there and then up to the top again and do that. But again, it's something small, but it's something very useful as well. But back to the amenity. So for example, if I go to this amenity, I can't really, let me start from okay, so here we have a new amenity. We're going to go to change features and change product. So we're going to go change product first. Now, some of the research I've done has added more of these in, but this is the only things that it's going to be. Just these ones right here. In the previous game, you had 3 pages of these things that you could choose. So we're simply going to be watching this number right over here, which is the income, and I'm going to go through it quite quickly, and I'm going to pick out the highest number. So here we go, 15.4, 15.3, 11.7. So 15.4 is the clear winner there, and we're going to go straight to that one and select energy drinks. Then we're going to push circle to cancel, then go to change features. Click on that one, and again, we're going to go down, focusing our eyes on that digit over there. So 22, 20, 26. 26 is a clear winner. And then from here, you just have to keep going. So I go back down to the bottom. Nothing there. Keep going up. 33, 36. 36 is the winner. And if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, it's slowly filling up those slots. We're going to go back down. Is there another one? No. If there were more people in here, then you could just keep doing this up and down until you filled up those 2 slots on the left-hand side over there. And that's it. That's the amenity done. You could set up 3 of these shops in 20 seconds, and I absolutely love it. Never mind, of course, the ability to change the look of them and obviously edit the hell out of them if you really want to. And on a nice sandbox mode, I can't wait to do stuff like that. But yeah, thank goodness they've reduced the effort and time it takes to set up amenities, because they were terrible. Anyway, moving on. Next up is going to be the countdown meter. So again, if you go to create any dinosaur or do any task at all and start it, if you look on the bottom right hand corner, it has a countdown, not just the clock like covering on the right hand side. It has a countdown next to each thing, which helps, it helps a little bit more than not being there. And it's again a very small thing that they've done, but still very cool at the same time. Something I forgot to mention about the buildings as well, guys. If you have a building, or a built, as we're going to call them now, if you put it close enough to the pathway, you will see an auto path attach. Again, this might be something on the previous game where you put the building down on the path, it works, but here there's actually a little path, as you can see, extends when you put it just over there, and it does the path on its own. Again, another small feature, but very noticeable if you played 500 hours of the second and first games. The next thing is something I haven't used in my entire playthrough on the campaign is the security camera, and I'll explain why. So it's over here. Here we have the security camera, and you can put the camera down over here. Now if you have any breakouts within this camera view right over here, and you have a capture team attached to this camera, then they will automatically come and trank that dinosaur that has escaped. Now the problem with this is, if you have 200 other dinosaurs in here that are now, they have the little claw icon and they are a danger to guests, that capture team will go ahead and start tranking every single dinosaur inside the paddock that has not escaped. So I think that's either a bug or something hopefully that they're going to fix, but I didn't use them at all. Now, if it worked properly, and I don't know how they're going to differentiate between a dinosaur that's on this side of the fence and one that's on this side of the fence, even after it's been repaired, they still have the claw above their heads for a little while, and they go ahead and keep tranking them. So maybe it just needs some tweaking, but it is a cool feature. If it works well, when it works well, I can imagine it will be a very cool feature. Now the next thing is something I didn't realize. I think maybe I'm just being silly about the second game, but these gates do require power. Now, as far as I can remember, in the second game, if you have any one of these fences along here within power range, as in this thing here, so if this power supply wasn't reaching that gate but was touching this fence, the electricity would go along the fence and power the gate. This is not the case in this game. If this fence over here, sorry, if this gate is out of power range, there we go. No, I gotta find a place that's powerless. Like that. It's like a building. It doesn't have power. Now, I think the reason why they do this is, well, obviously the gates can malfunction and they break and they get sabotaged. So they have to be their own entity at the same time. So something which I never used in the previous game was backup generators. So you could put a backup generator here, and in the second game, I deleted them straight away after I had built my power supply and my substations. I would delete them instantly. I didn't realize that they stopped being used if they were in power range. So they are now, that particular station is within the yellow power. So it's not going to be used. It's going to sit there, and it's literally a backup generator. Now, when the power goes out, and it definitely will, then these gates all open because they're not powered. Then this Jenny kicks in, which is why you kind of need to put a backup generator next to every single gate in your park. Now, that is a big ask, but when it comes down to it and you get sabotaged, and then, like I mentioned, you will, then to not have every gate open at the same time can be a lifesaver, especially if you're on a Jurassic difficulty, and especially if this doesn't just chow fuel by sitting here on its own. It only starts eating fuel once everything else goes offline. So a very cool feature there. Again, could be in the second game, but just nothing I ever used, but definitely use it on this one. Next up is the dino names. Now, you can obviously name your dinos in this game and the past games, but I'm not sure if they had this feature in the previous game. So we're going to go to the genome library, and we're going to go to the something that's nasty to pronounce. So something like this, Deinonychus, which is easy because we know the name. But if you look at the top of the screen under its name, it has the phonetic spelling of it, Deinonychus. So yes, they have a phonetically spelled out way of pronouncing their name, which is pretty useful when it comes to streaming and to making videos as well. Alright guys, second last and definitely not least is going to be the breeding program. So as you know, as it's advertised everywhere, you can now breed your dinosaurs, and I've just finished my tutorial or the trophy guide on the 5th generation breeding, which I've actually done in this paddock right here. It's not just the breeding guide, like chuck dinosaurs in and they're going to have little juveniles and have babies. There's a lot more to it. So when you actually start the process of doing this to a dinosaur, I need to find an empty one. Here we go. If you go to the traits over here, you can increase the fertility if that's what you want to go for, and like anything else, if you want to go for it, you just increase it. Increase the fertility, increase the compatibility. It's very cool how you can breed out negative traits and breed in positive traits and keep them going over the timelines and the bloodlines. And if you look at any of the dinosaurs, just not that dead one over there, each one of them on the top left hand side of the screen has the family tree. So as you can see here, I did this from 5th generation, so it only shows the current generation and the one before. So the great-great-great-grandfather, grandmother of this one is in the blood, is in this one, which is pretty cool. And if you do this over here, you can see I've just got the positive traits. Now, you can put these positive traits in from the start, so I've just got to delve a little bit deeper in figuring out the real benefits of weeding out the negatives and keeping in the positive traits. But the whole breeding system is super technical, and as you can see here, if you click on the nest, on the bottom left corner again, you can click Create Plan, and you can select the dinosaurs that you want to breed, which right now would just be these two. And it's a load of fun to do this. Can I actually start the plan? Yes, I can. I can start the plan right there. As you can see, I've got Jeff, which is the 4th generation. And there we go. So if we have a look at the nest, it says that one has failed, but I was just showing you what you can and can't do. There's a lot of things you have to do to get it to work first time, and it takes a lot of time to do it as well. So yeah, the whole breeding fertility program is a really cool addition. It's not just a surface thing. It's very deep, very indulgent, and you'll spend a lot of time on it. And I can't wait to do it with lots of other dinosaurs and some of the bigger ones as well. It'll be an absolute load of fun. So next up, guys, is going to be some of the new attractions in the game. So some of these you might have seen in videos before playing the game, but I'm going to show them anyway. So here we have the Cretaceous Cruise, probably the most popular one. And I do have a video up at the same time as this one showing you the very, very easy way of creating these Cretaceous cruises. As you can see here, you can make them way more intricate with my tutorial, whereas before, if you make water and you're trying to get the path going, it's very difficult. So I'll leave a link in the description or check out the playlist for that video. But Cretaceous cruise is absolutely awesome. There they go there. Just don't put them in there with T-Rexes, I don't think. I haven't tried that yet, but I kind of want to now. Next up is going to be the balloon tour, which is a nice favorite. And unfortunately, you can only have one balloon at a time. Just make sure that's correct. Collision on. Huh. We'll leave it on. Yes, so you can also obviously ride these. Not Edward Route. Ride the park tour. There it is. There we can see the dead dinosaurs. But the cool thing about that is that it can go over everything and anything. You just put it down like you would any tour park, just all the way around, and it doesn't matter about what's underneath it because obviously it is elevated and out of harm's way. Let's just have a quick little look over here at other ones. Those ones we've done, the park tour we've done, the zip line is not new. We have some other ones here, the center, which now we can place, the amphitheater, which is pretty cool. But other than that, the other new thing is the transport for the guests. So this is the tube, which is from the movie, obviously Dominion. So there it is under guests. There it is there. It's the Hyperloop station. Now this is pretty much an underground train. So you can put the sucker right over here. Thank you. And you can put this sucker on the other side of the park. You have to keep doing it though. Underneath. Underground all the way until you get to a point, and of course there's 100 of these that you can choose from. That's absolutely awesome. And bang! You now have a fast route from here, thank you, all the way from the beginning. And obviously it's going to be one of the later research and an extremely expensive thing to do, but it'll make your travel stat absolutely amazing. If you look at the travel stat now, you can see everything's 100%, and I wouldn't leave an island if it wasn't. So apologies for the DualSense wireless controller. It has been probably coming on 44, 45, 46 hours now I've been playing this game. And I got it on Friday, and that's a lot of time to clock up. So final one, guys. The final amazing feature of this game, which essentially allows you to sit back and watch your tornado tear through your park, and you don't have to do a single thing. And obviously it takes time to get to that point, and a lot of people enjoyed repairing after tornadoes. But again, when it comes down to the Jurassic difficulty challenges and stuff like that, all the help you can get is going to be much appreciated. So if we go to the operations, here we have the operations. Yeah, so this one over here, the maintenance facility. You plonk this guy down, and he's going to be the quad bikes over here. There it is. Let's just see if we can get another quad bike in here. Additional maintenance team. Yeah, so they're all out and about. So let me just find one. Here he is. Now, how this guy works is once you've got your maintenance facility down, then you need to go to the operations again and place your maintenance post. Now, I do cover this in the tutorial. I got very confused at the start of this game because I didn't know the difference between maintenance post and ranger post. So I was like, why the hell are they not getting fixed on this? Or I can't assign them to that because they're two different posts. So once you've got this down, once you've got this selected, as you can see, my entire park is covered with blue. If it isn't covered, then as you can see, it's red over here. Those new things I've just put down are all red. So if this thing gets damaged as it is now, it's not going to get repaired. But anything else, if this gets damaged, if the tornado comes through and tears up fences, those little guys will hop into action, just like those little motorized things on the Fifth Element when he breaks the glass before he gets choked on the cherry, something I mentioned in the other video, but incredibly useful. Also, as you can see, you can have 3 of them. If you want one of them just to focus on this little area over here, then just assign one of them to this post here. And if you have like 3 or 4 of these, as you can see, I can place a load more here, and a tornado comes through, and you do each little area with a separate quad bike, then they will get repaired quicker. Because if you have this entire area assigned to one quad bike, then it'll take him longer to repair the fences and repair everything. But if you have 2 or 3 onto one of those outposts, then things are going to get repaired super quickly because they are super fast on those quad bikes. So that's it, guys. Those are my most noticeable changes and features and different mechanics in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Again, I want to say thank you to Frontier for the early access, and a massive thank you to Chantal for helping me grab the key in the end and meeting at the London event. It was absolutely amazing. There's tons more videos on the way, guys. I'm trying my best to get these Jurassic challenges done. I managed to do one this morning, and that was the easiest photo challenge. It still took like 5 hours, and it's only like a 10-minute video. So there's a bit of grinding ahead of me, but I'm going to work tirelessly to get those guides up and those Jurassic difficulty challenges up and posted as soon as humanly possible. So guys, yes, if you are enjoying the content and you do want to see more, pretty please smash that like button, and if you really enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I want to catch you on the next one.